Hi, I'm Sonnet with Sonnet's Garden Blooms. I want to welcome you all to the 12 days of DIYs. Today is day 12, unfortunately the last day of the DIYs. So I do have a little surprise though in store for you at the end. So just stick around for that. It's about tomorrow. But for today, number one, the giveaway for today is going to be the color vintage linen and then the paint frosting. So in the video, you're gonna see how I frosted my Christmas tree or flocked it. DIY did come out with a new product that we are selling, and it is called the paint frosting. It is a thickening agent, and so when it came out right away, when I knew I was going to do the 12 days of DIYs, I'm like, I am going to frost my Christmas tree. So I'm going to show you how I attempted to do that, which it turned out, unfortunately, I would next year, if I would do it again, I would do it before I brought it into the house. It was a little bit messy. Let's just put it that way. So today, anyone that enters into the giveaway has the opportunity to win this. And to enter, you just have to go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. Turn on your bell notifications so that every Monday and Friday you're notified when I do release a video. And then make a comment, give this video a thumbs up, and share it. And I would love to have more and more people find out about my channel. So thank you so much all for supporting my channel the last 12 days, sharing the heck out of my videos. I appreciate it. Now, episode 8, we are going to draw for that. I believe that was the Wonderland sign, if I remember correctly. The days are kind of all melding, but it is episode 8, and the winner of that is Tiffany Dowdy. You are the winner. So I will put that down in the descriptions. My email address, just go ahead, get a hold of me, and we'll get that out to you. And now I hope you enjoy the video. Good afternoon. We are on our way to get our fresh cut tree. Greg, my husband, found a tree farm and we're gonna go check it out. Hopefully we can all agree on the size of the tree that we want. Our daughter Caitlin always seems to think we have extremely high ceilings and wants the biggest, tallest tree. So we will see what we find, but we're gonna bring you along and show you how we do this. After a few wrong turns, we finally found the Christmas tree farm. As we started walking through all the Christmas trees, there was just not one that really stuck out to us. We wanted something that was tall, but not too tall, with some plumpness, but not too plump, not too skinny. It took us a little bit, but we finally found our perfect tree. That is perfect. Just like Caitlin said, it was perfect. It was our tree that we were going to take home today. So Craig got busy cutting away with the help of Caitlin. They got that tree down. And now let's get that baby loaded. It took 2 of us to get it in, and it just fit. The tree is officially going up. I'm using a galvanized container for the base, and we have a new holder for the tree. We are praying that this year we will not have to tie the tree to the window so it doesn't tip over. Let's all pray. So I didn't show you putting up the tree. It was a bit of a catastrophe, actually, but let's just say no galvanized container. So now I wanted to show you this because it is the DIY paint frosting. It's a new product that DIY just came out with. And what you do is you actually add it to a paint like DIY's paint, and it thickens it and it creates like a frosting. So I came up with this idea that I wanted to flock my Christmas tree. My husband went along with that idea and I was like, wow, he's on board. I'm so excited. But then I got nervous and I'm like, what if I start flocking my tree and it doesn't work? What if it's too thick? This is the first time that I have used this product. So I got this limb and I decided to try it out. And to my surprise, it actually worked. And I was like, I'm going to flock my tree then. So that is what I'm going to be doing first. So I let the thickener sit for a while. You're supposed to let it sit up to 12 hours. I didn't want it super thick. I just wanted it thick enough where it would actually stick to and make it look like frosting or snow. And what I would recommend after I flocked the whole tree is I would definitely recommend doing this outside. It can be a bit messy. It did work. I loved how it looked. My husband totally loved how it looked. I was extremely surprised. But by the end, I had plastic bags all over the ground. And I just because as you're putting it on, it kind of splatters a bit. And I'm sure this is truly not intended to flock a tree. I just wanted to try it or like frost a tree. I thought it'd be kind of fun. And I've always wanted a flocked tree. So I did it and I absolutely love the outcome of it. It's not too flocked, but it's just perfect. So if you want to use the paint frosting as flocking, you can frost your trees, ladies. Here's just another clip of what it actually looks like as I'm putting it on. The one thing too that I noticed was that my tree limbs kind of like pointed up and I was frosting the tops and then I realized I had to frost the undersides a bit because of how the limbs were. So then I was going back and doing that. But I didn't want too much frosting like I had mentioned in the last clip. I just wanted enough to make it look like it just had enough snow on it. So here's a close-up of what the frosting looked like. And you can see it's just right on the tips. And I really do love how it just looks like a little bit of snow on each of the branches. So it's not like totally like a full flock tree. It actually looks like snow. And I just loved it. You can't start decorating until you got a good old cup of eggnog. Then you're ready and set to go. So my least favorite thing about decorating a tree is putting on the Christmas tree lights. And I always get stuck doing this by myself. Normally my kids are like, you put the lights on and we'll help decorate later. So I just, I always seem to always have a like kind of like a love-hate relationship with these lights. I love how they look, but I hate putting them on. I never know if I always have to stand back and make sure that it's evenly distributed. And like even looking at this video, I'm like, is it missing lights right there in the middle? But I try to get it just perfect. So just wanted to toss that out there. I'm sure many of you feel the same way, or maybe you love hanging up lights. I give you guys all credit if you do. But once I get the lights all on, my vision for this tree is I'm going to take that ribbon that I used in my exterior decorating, and I have 5 rolls dedicated to having it come from the top all the way down to the bottom. And I'm going to take sections that are like the size of my hand and kind of like zigzag it down. And I had seen it on another YouTube channel, a lady that decorates Christmas trees, and she shows like all different ways to put ribbon on a tree. And I thought it looked so cool. And in the end, I do like how it looked. I think that it's much easier to do on a fake Christmas tree than a real Christmas tree. A fake Christmas tree, you can just bend the limb any which way you want, and it's going to just be perfect. Where a real Christmas tree, unfortunately, you do not get that same look. I can't move a limb and make it stay in a certain area. So in the end, the lights turned out to be beautiful and I love them. And so let's go and I'll show you the next technique with the ribbon. Now that the lights are on, which is my least favorite thing to do, now we're going to go and add the ribbon. So I am trying a different technique this year, slightly different. Last year I used a really super wide ribbon, and this year I'm going to use the ribbon I used outside. Well, other rolls of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So here I'm taking wire and I'm going to wrap the wire around the top piece of the ribbon. And I kind of had a couple rolls laid out so that I knew kind of where I wanted to put the ribbon. And I'm going to adhere that and kind of bunch like the size of my palm, bunch it up, and then take the wire and then wire it to the next branch. And I'm going to do that as I make my way down. And it has been, I realize I probably should have had my daughter here, like videotaping a little bit closer so you could see and get the full effect of it. But yes, basically I'm just working my way down and kind of, instead of just, I don't want it to come straight down. And so when I say zigzag back and forth, just to make it look a little bit more natural, I'm just having it go one way and then the next way, the other way. And I think in the end, it turned out really pretty. I really like the looks of it, and I think it just adds a lot to the tree. The next thing I'm going to do is add the tree topper, and I did find these snowshoes at the Target dollar spot. I think they were like $5, and I'm putting those up first. And then what I plan on doing is doing a bunch of ribbons up on top. So I am going to put those up next. And I did really like how this looked. I like the ribbons and the snowshoes up there, but I felt like it was missing something. So I decided, I found these like old, they're faux deer horns, and I ended up putting those up there next. So the next thing that we're going to do to the tree is we're going to hang all of our large pieces. So any ornaments or anything that is bigger, so like my barn quilt stars, we're going to hang those, some of the other bigger items, and then we're going to come in and we're going to fill in with all the smaller items. So when I went to grab the barn stars, I found a Target bag and it had some skis in it, and I had bought those white skis that I used in my decorating on the front door and on the mantle. I had forgotten that I also bought a couple of these gray skis, so I incorporated those in the tree as well. And I did have a couple more of those snowshoes. I always get really nervous when I find something I like and I'm like, how many do I need? I always tend to over purchase, buy a couple extra. I figured I might as well incorporate those into the tree. The tree topper had the snowshoes on there as well, so I think they looked great. Next, I started hanging those stars. At first, I tried to just hang them on the branches, and the branches could not withstand the weight of those, because typically when you hold or put an ornament on, it's kind of at the end of the branches. So what I decided to do is I took some wire and I cut the wire into small little like sections, and I then wired the barn quilt stars to the branches, and I pushed them back where the branch was at like a thicker spot, not on the ends where it's a little bit more flimsy. And I just try to spread out all the colors throughout the tree, and I had 16 stars total. So I really think that it turned out great with all the stars on there. So here is what I have so far. I am running to my niece's birthday party, and then when I get back, I'm gonna add all the finishing touches, and then we'll go from there.
So I got back from the birthday party and I started adding all the finishing touches to the tree. I think it all came together beautifully. I loved the little cardinals. I also loved all the spindles. And this year's tree is finished to this point, and then now my son and daughter will come over and they will add in all their personalized ornaments. So in the end, the galvanized bucket was tossed because the tree kept tipping over, and my husband just said it's got to go. So I did use that same fabric that I had for the pillows, and I put it underneath there as the tree skirt. And here's an overall look of the entire tree, and then I will show you close-ups of all the ornaments.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a lot of fun. I wish that I could have gone into a little bit more detail. It was just like at the end of doing these 12 days, I was basically filming the day that I'm actually putting the video out. So I felt very rushed for this one. So I apologize for that, but it did turn out. I just wish that I would have gotten a little bit more footage for you, a little bit more close-ups as I was doing some of it, but it's decorating a Christmas tree. And so this is the final outcome of it. I hope that you guys all loved it though, the last 12 days. I appreciate the support. Now here's the surprise. So when I came up with the 12 days of DIYs, I didn't realize it was going to end on a Sunday, and then Monday was going to be back to my normal schedule. So tomorrow is going to be a bonus day, and I am going to just give you a couple bonus holiday DIYs, and I am going to draw the rest of the episodes. So episode 9, 10, 11, and 12. So for all, like 4 more winners will be announced tomorrow. So that is the surprise. And again, I thank you all so much for all your support. I appreciate it. You have a great evening, and I wish you all happy holidays. Merry Christmas.